You've played the game. You've hidden under beds, tried to sneak past creaking floors, and escaped Granny's house again and again. But what if the game was based on something real? A case buried in forgotten police records, a house in the woods, a woman who was never quite found guilty, but never fully innocent either. Today we uncover the real-life inspiration behind Granny. The truth is more disturbing than any game, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay with us. Because this story gets darker the deeper we go. In 1993, a small town in northern Sweden became the center of a mystery that never quite made the news. A teenage boy named Elias went missing during a summer hiking trip with friends. He was last seen entering the woods near an abandoned property locals called Mormorshus, or grandmother's house. According to locals, the house was off limits. The forest around it felt wrong. Strange things had happened there for years. Stray dogs disappearing, hikers getting lost, the sound of a piano playing in the distance with no one inside. No one had lived there since the 70s, officially. But locals say the house was never empty. They speak of a woman, old, hunched, pale, seen peeking from the windows. Some said she was just a squatter. Others believed she was dangerous. A former nurse named Agda Norren, who was reported missing in 1974. After a tragic accident at the hospital she worked in, she vanished. Records show that she was questioned in the death of her husband. No charges were filed, but when authorities searched the house after Elias went missing, they found something chilling. A pair of eyeglasses, broken, dried blood under the floorboards, and a single handprint. From a child. Here's where it gets even more disturbing. 2 officers involved in the investigation allegedly resigned weeks later without explanation. Reports went missing, photographs were lost. One officer anonymously told a Swedish podcast years later, "The things we saw in that house should never be seen by anyone. I have nightmares." According to his interview, the interior of the house had been kept in perfect order except for the basement. There, they found a small, locked room, blood-stained sheets, dolls hanging from the ceiling, and old cassette tapes marked with dates. All of them contained recordings of a woman singing lullabies, interrupted by screaming. Years later in 2017, a small indie game developer known only as Developer released a game called Granny. The premise? You wake up in a locked house and have 5 days to escape before you're caught by an old woman. A woman who places traps, stalks you, and grows more aggressive each time she catches you. The developer claimed it was a simple horror game, inspired by dreams. But fans began connecting details to the Norgren case. The bear traps? A real tactic used by rural hunters in the region. The piano? Police logs mention a piano in the real house. The bloody basement? Nearly identical to the leaked description. Was it a coincidence or confession? Elias was never found. But in 2005, hikers discovered a small grave deep in the woods, marked only by a single child's shoe. Bones were recovered and tested. They didn't match Elias, but were confirmed to be from a young boy, around 8 to 10 years old. Authorities quietly reopened the investigation, but no arrests were made. Some believe Agda Norren lived in those woods until her death. Others think she may have never existed, that Granny was just a local legend twisted into paranoia. But the house still stands, people still go missing, and no one who's ever entered that basement has ever returned to finish telling what they saw. So the next time you play Granny and feel your heart racing as she stalks you through her rotting home, just remember, this may not be a game at all. It may be a retelling, a reconstruction of something that really happened. Maybe Granny wasn't created to scare you. Maybe she's trying to tell you something. Like this video if it made your skin crawl. Subscribe for more disturbing stories, real or rumored. And let us know in the comments. Do you believe the Granny story is based on real events? Or just a terrifying coincidence? Until next time, sleep with the lights on.